Well, there's panic in Portland. Every week we tell you about the homelessness and the drug addiction permeating the city. But now homeless people are getting raped and dying mysterious deaths. People in the community think could be the work of a serial killer or killers. Someone's reportedly going into homeless people's tents and injecting them with hot shots, which are drugs intentionally laced with OD levels fentanyl. It's like a lethal injection. And the homeless witnesses describe the killer as trans. One woman believes her cousin, who goes by the name K9, died at the hands of a trans killer's hotshot. Watch.
Supposedly a transgender or a person pretending to be one. Lured herself into his tent, pretending to be a female, and gave him a hot shot. Him didn't think anything about it. This person is still walking among the streets. God knows who else this person's done it to.
Well, what's fishy is that her cousin wasn't a fentanyl user, so she thinks he was set up. Now, if they aren't trans, they dress up as a woman to fool victims into getting into their tents and killing them. Now, the same woman describes what this person looks like. Listen.
He had nail polish on his hand, glow-in-the-dark green nail polish, like a kid did it. He had 2 different earrings in his ear. He's kind of weirdo, man. He had a long jacket on, like weird. He was just tight, skinny jeans. His hair was like long on the side.
Well, and you're describing what another female described to me a few months ago who this person is.
He scared me a little bit.
So it sounds like this person's is struck a couple times. And other homeless who've been raped thinks the murderer is the same person as their rapist, giving the same description, calling them the Viper. One victim describes her encounter with the creep. Watch.
I was saying no to him and stuff, and apparently he's come to my tent like 3 or 4 times and coming out of it. And a friend of mine told me that, and told him to like stay out of my tent because he knows he's not supposed to be there and stuff. So I just didn't go back to my tent because I said, screw that, it's not worth my life. I was asleep in someone else's tent that wasn't there, and because I was really tired and stuff, and I woke up with him already having sex with me and stuff.
So there could be a trans serial killer rapist running through Portland with lethal needles. Some are saying there could be as many as 3. So these homeless now sent signals and lookouts for these people. And what are the police doing about it? Well, my next guest says he's told the police about this potential serial killer, but the cops say they can't do anything unless the victims come forward. Prime Time's reached out for comment from Portland PD, and they say they're looking into it. Homeless advocate Kevin Dahlgren joins me now. Do you think the potential trans factor in the serial killer could be preventing police or authorities from maybe investigating this?
Well, it's a good question. I mean, this is Portland, Oregon, and of course, we're not allowed to say anything negative about trans, even if they're potentially serially raping or killing a person. So that's probably a piece of it. I think another piece is the fact is most homeless will not report a crime, no matter how heinous, because there's a strict code on the streets of not reporting anything to the police ever.
The homeless people, even if they're getting raped and murdered with hot shots, won't call the cops?
It's very uncommon. You know, there's a strong mistrust. Really what it is there's also the fear of retaliation from other homeless. I interview homeless men and women every day, and they've been telling me for months about this serial rapist / killer who's giving hot shots to people. And the fact is, it doesn't seem like anyone's listening. This is obviously why I'm here today. This is very, very concerning, and we need to expose this.
Do you think there's a potential possibility that this serial killer is taking advantage of the trans deal and just it's a guy putting a wig on and committing these murders?
Well, this is Portland again, and you know, the homeless and others are treated like a protected class. And when you're a protected class, you can really literally get away with murder, it seems. And this seems to be the case because, you know, I've been talking about this for months and months and months, and there's really been no local media. Nobody's really sharing it. I think people are scared to talk about a trans person in any sort of negative light. I don't care whether they're trans or not. I care about if someone is killing and murdering other people.
Yeah, so do I. But you said it's a protected class. Trans is protected, homeless are protected, and no one in Portland wants to talk about it. Why not, though? Isn't it about saving a life?
You would think, but Portland has really adopted this social justice type ideology where it's no longer about the rights of anybody else. It's specifically about the rights of certain groups of people. And this is just the world we live in. I mean, this is, of course, common in San Francisco and Seattle. It's just, it's these progressive cities that have made everything about social justice.
All right, well, if we find out this person has a manifesto, we're never going to see it. Listen, thank you so much for being compassionate about this issue. A lot of people say they're compassionate. They're actually not. So we appreciate you sharing your opinions here on the show.
Thank you, Jesse.